Let's get these finances organized for the next 3 months. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, we are going to be doing a little reset and a little planning regarding our finances for the next 3 months. Now, typically I do these in quarters, so I would typically be doing July, August, and September, but I'm actually late. It's practically the middle of July at the filming of this video, so there's no point to work on July because I already know what July entails, and I don't see fit to just do August and September. So we're just going to do August, September, and October, though I will likely call this still a quarter 3 reset. I do want to say that it actually just makes sense to be kind of like a quarter ahead at all times, or a month ahead of each quarter, if that makes any sense. And for me, it really does make sense because honestly, after Halloween, even though we're not really Halloween people, on November the 1st is when I feel like it, ish really starts to hit the fan, because November is hectic with all the things, December, and even January. January seems like it would be a more chill type of vibe, but in all actuality, it's pretty chaotic just starting the new year and the activities and things that come along with it. In fact, at work, it's a new semester, and then my friend has a birthday, and we always typically take a trip for her birthday because that is what she invites us to do. So it really just makes sense to just go ahead and do August, September, October, and then November, December, and January. So I'm here with all of my tools. I have my phone in the event that we need it. I have a paper planner, like a notebook, in the event that we need it. I also have my iPad and my digital planner in the event that we need to reference it. And then of course, we're going to be using Notion. Now, I bought this Notion template. It's called the Ultimate Life Planner, and I kid you not, I've never been able to share the link with anyone, not to my knowledge, because by the time that I got my Notion set up and all of that, it was the top of a new year, and it appeared that the seller stopped offering the version that I'm using, and they have gone on to create newer versions. So I'm going to link the shop down below in the event that you are interested in the latest version. And then I also can't share this either because I actually bought it and I'm not at liberty to share it with anyone. So basically, if you like my template, I'm sorry, you'll have to create one on your own, which you're free to do. Notion is free, so you can create templates on your own, or you can try to find a free template or something. But I was not interested in creating any kind of template, so I just bought one. But I just wanted to put out that housekeeping. So now let's start with talking about my quarter 3 planning template. So we're currently in my Notion, and what you're looking at is my quarter 2 quarterly, that's what I named it, a Q2 quarterly planning. Anyway, that's what it's called, but I need to duplicate this and make this a quarter 3 planning template, although I may need to go ahead and duplicate that one and make a quarter 4 planning template so that I can start doing the quarterly planning process for the Q4, because technically what we're going to do today is going to roll into Q4. So I may do that, or I may not do that. We will see. What I like to do at the beginning of each quarter, or before the quarter gets before the end of the previous quarter, is to sit down and plan out all things that I possibly can on the financial front and the personal front. And as it relates to the financial element of this, my goal is to basically automate and incorporate systems and routines as much as possible, because personally, I actually want nothing to do with like managing our finances on a macro level, or on a micro level, rather I should say. I don't want much to do with managing our finances on a micro level. I don't want to do anything besides cash a check here or two if needed, pay a bill here or there if it randomly pops up, and then check our bank accounts. Everything else needs to be automated. Bills need to be automatically deducted. Deposits need to be automatically made. Withdrawals need to be scheduled. All of that needs to take place so that I personally don't have to do it, and neither does my husband. So that's the goal here, is basically to be thinking ahead when it comes to our finances, but also in doing so, helping to relieve us of any financial burden or hardship or unnecessary work, honestly. So here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna duplicate this, and this template actually is available for free. This right here is the template that I offer for free. So I will have this linked down below, and you can use this template. You can import it into your Notion and use it if you wish. These are all the areas that I like to try to plan out and get ahead of on a quarterly basis, which seems a little wild, but I promise you, for a person like me, this is very helpful. It may not be helpful for you, but if it is, you can get this template for free. This is just a checklist of all the areas that I like to plan. I don't plan out all of the areas in Notion. Some of the time I am planning elsewhere, but this is just a reminder for me to be like, oh, okay, let's plan out our books to read for the next quarter and our paydays and all of that. So what I'm gonna do, like I mentioned, is I am going to duplicate this because I need to start working on quarter 3 just in general, because I have not done any of that. Obviously we are in quarter 3, so I have done some, but it could stand to, you know, I could stand to start actually planning out the entirety of the quarter. So we're gonna change that to quarter 3. And what I will do is I'll uncheck all of this basically, and then I will start fresh with planning out all of these different areas. And it's really helpful too, because whatever I don't get done or we don't get done or completed in one quarter, we can kind of roll over to the next quarter. So that's pretty much how that works. I'm gonna go ahead and uncheck all of this. All right, so for finances, we need to, one thing that I like to do is plan out our paydays and our bonuses. So let me see, how can we do this? I may have already planned it out. Okay, so I'm looking at my Google Calendar. Okay, so I have all things finances on our family calendar. So we're just gonna go through and just update it. So the first thing from the Notion template was to, actually, what was it? It was to go through and kind of plan out paydays and bonuses. So let us do that. Pretty simple. My husband gets paid twice per month. I get paid twice per month. So for August, we have me having one payday here, and then my next one on the 20th, my husband on the 15th, and then the last day of the month, which is the 31st. So that is a weekend. So we're just gonna move this one to the 30th, and we're just gonna do it for that event. Okay, so then let's do September. We have my payday here, another payday, and then my husband will then get paid on the 13th. So let's move that. My birthday is the 15th of September, so he normally gets paid on my birthday, which I love, but now he'll get paid before my birthday. I don't know why I love that, but I just do. It just sits right with my spirit. And then the next payday then will be on the 30th of September. And since we're rolling into October, we have the 5th for me, which needs to be moved to the 4th because I won't get paid on a Saturday. So let's change that event. And then my second payday, I need to change that to Friday, the 18th, because I won't get paid on a Sunday. And then for my husband, we have the 15th and the last day of the month, which is Halloween. So there is that. Now for bonuses, I don't traditionally get a bonus, and my husband does. I think he gets a bonus in March and December. I think that that's accurate for sure. Definitely in March. And I feel like December too, that's for sure. Okay, so no bonuses in this quarter or even in October. Okay, so we got that all squared away. Now let's take a look at our bills and expenses. So we can do that in two different ways. One way is we can come in here to, let's go to our most recent budget, which is the July budget. And let's take a gander at our bills. We do have some bills that are paid on a non-monthly basis. They're paid either semi-annually or quarterly or yearly. So we don't need to bother with these monthly bills. All the ones in pink we can kind of like dead because they are monthly bills. So for the semi-annual ones, we have SiriusXM, which we just paid in May. It says last paid. That means we won't pay it again for another 6 months, which is June, July, August, September, October, November. So we don't have to worry about that. And then we have Progressive, which we just paid in May. Same thing. We don't have to pay it again until for 6 months. That's our car insurance. So that's going to be, those are November things. So if we keep going, we see Mint Mobile, which is going to be a quarterly bill. We will have to pay those. We are paying our cell phone bills, both of them in July, and then they will be due again 3 months from then. So if we're paying in July, August, September, October, so we do have to account for those 2 bills, which we just need to make a mental note of that, because we will incorporate those bills into our October budget when we sit and create our October budget, which we're going to do a preliminary budget here in a minute together. So we just need to make note of that. I feel like I should write that down. Should I write that down or something? Yeah, let's just write it down so we don't forget. All right, so I'm going into my planner and I'm just gonna go to my notepad. I thought I had a notepad in here. Okay, maybe I don't, but we'll just write it right here on this bill. So Mint Mobile bills, and they'll probably be due, the ones in July are due around the 18th and the 30th. So they'll probably be around the 18th and the 30th as well. Maybe like it's every 90 days. So it might be like the 17th of October and maybe the 28th or 29th of October or something like that, but definitely October. All right, so if we go down to yearly, we have our Walmart Plus subscription, which we just paid in June, so it will not be due again until next year. Termite control is due at the beginning of each year in December. So that's not applicable to this quarter or October, which is the beginning of quarter 4. HOA bills or fees are due at the beginning of the year. Capital One fee is due annually. It was just paid in February. And then we do have Hulu for $1.99 per month, but it is going to end 6 months from now, and we just signed up for it, so that's going to be beyond what we need to plan for. NBA Live, my husband pays monthly. YMC, these are monthly things, so we don't need to be mindful of them anyway. And then we have another yearly bill, which is Paramount, which we're good because we have it for free right now through Mint Mobile, but then in November, the free trial will end and we'll have to pay for that or cancel it. And considering it was just a free offer that came with our cell phone, we decided to take advantage of it, but we don't actually use it. So of course we will be canceling that. So that's our bills, and all of those bills basically line up with what I have here in my Google Calendar. This is just a point of reference. This has always been on my calendar. My husband can look at it if he wishes to, but it's just like a point of reference. So all of those bills are here. The only ones, let's just make sure, okay? And we're gonna do a cross-referencing situation. So whenever I entered in all of our bills in this bills tracker, because of how the template is set up, it comes with this cute little payment calendar, so I can actually just simply cross-reference. This is just something that just comes with it. I don't need it. I don't have to have it by any means, but it just is a part of the Notion template. So of course I use it, but it definitely isn't something that I have to have. And for whatever reason, I don't have the student loans on our bills tracker whatsoever. I don't know what that's about. So let's go ahead and add those. So let's do Shay student loan. Actually, we're gonna make this bigger so you can really see how this works. Okay, so we have Shay student loan due at, let's go in and see. I know the amount, but we're just gonna go into my July budget real quick because it's the same amount every month, 44197. It is due, it's active, it's due monthly. It is a debt, and let's say it started on June 21st, just so it pops up on July 21st. And then we'll duplicate that, change this to Mark student loan, $73.42. And same thing, I don't know how our bill, I may have changed it like that back in the day, but somehow they're due on the same day. So let's go back to our payment tracker. All right, so now we have, ooh, what is that? View any Notion database with calendar and time, and timeline views with your Google Calendar event. I probably need to figure out what that is. That looks like something I need to have. Okay, so now we have student loans on the 21st, nothing on the 22nd, 23rd, or 24th, Amazon Music on the 25th, Security, aka Vivint, on the 26th, Banfield and life insurance on the 27th. I think that Banfield is actually the 28th, but again, it's not really worth my going in and changing it because it's just a minor detail. We then have Netflix. My husband's cell phone is on here. Oh, duh. But my husband's cell phone is on on, I wonder if it's not on our Google Calendar because I was paying it every year at one point. But anyway, my husband's cell phone is on Google and over here on different days, but it's fine. It's just a minor change. And then we have our gym bill, which actually that's the only bill we have between the 1st and the 10th of each month. So that means, oh, and NBA Live and Hulu. And that would then mean, I forgot, our car note. We do have that on the 7th of each month. Because if we go to August, you'll see car payment appear. And this is just showing for a whole month. So we're actually good to go for the bill tracker for July. Let's just take a gander at August. And that looks good. And then September, that looks good. And then October, that looks good. Because when I put the bills on here, I just have them repeat every month. On the Google Calendar, I don't have all of our like little subscriptions and stuff because some of them are trials and all of that. I don't have all the nitty-gritty stuff on the Google Calendar, but I do have all of our major bills there. And then all of the nitty-gritty details are on the payment tracker or the bill tracker in Notion. All right, so that is all up to date. So let's now go back to our Q3 tracker and let's scroll down. No, let's scroll up. Let's check off bills and expenses, and then let's kind of talk about our goals. So if you scroll down, you kind of see some of our financial goals. We don't have any like huge overarching goals technically that we're working, like nothing that is taking a lot of time and energy each month. We're basically trying to save up for stuff. And to me, that sits right with my spirit. So let's take a look here. This is stuff that we need to update. Like some of this stuff is irrelevant. Let's just delete that and let's just update some of this stuff. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of that. So then car insurance, I don't need to put it on here because that's gonna be a Q4 thing. Yes, so we can delete that, that's irrelevant. Walmart subscription, SiriusXM, new table and chairs, I have purchased those, but they're not here yet and we are in Q3, so I'm gonna leave those on there. And I have it like, that's so funny, I have it like a question mark, like something I may potentially do, but I definitely ended up doing it, so I love that. I'm trying to get rid of that extra space. Okay, so I did do that. So let's say new table and chairs. Okay, that's on its way. Still current table and chairs, did do that. So let's erase it because I did it in July. Let's just leave it on here since it happened in July. I thought it happened at the end of June. No, I just did it. So it's just something that we've already done. I do want to replace some of my office furniture pieces, and I'm in my office right now. I want to replace that couch and I want to replace this desk and chair. Pretty much replace, let's just spell it out. Office, sofa, desk, chair, desk and chair. It's the only chair in here. Okay. Taxes due, we don't care about that. That's a May thing. We do have a party coming up, which is going to be my mother-in-law and aunt's birthday. And that has a budget that my husband said he's planning all that. So that budget is going to be $250, he says, which I kind of was like looking over the plans and what he's planning to buy and do. And I think he can stick with that budget for sure. It should be very easy, and that'll be their birthday gift. Family reunion in July. We'll keep that on here because that's happening. We already paid the Airbnb balance and the whole Airbnb. We paid for, what else did we pay for? We paid for, what's the other thing? Oh, the dues, which covers the food and all the functions and all the things. So basically we're good to go for the reunion. We did have to book dog boarding. So I'm going to put on here as a to-do, like a thing to remember. Pay dog boarding for a reunion. And while we're in here in the notes section, I'm actually going to add the notes that I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to put Mint, pay Shay cell phone bill, pay Mark cell phone bill. We don't have any visits left for Toyota Care. We can delete that. Going forward, we have to pay for that out of pocket, which is going to be new because we have not, oops, I'm trying to delete that. We have not done that in years since we got the car in 2021. I do think we have to pay for my husband's tuition in probably August when he's, I think, starts back. And then maybe even for the next semester, but that'll be a Q4 or a Q1 thing for next year. We're still looking at getting fence estimates. So let's see, fence, get new estimates. That's kind of where we're at with that. And then we don't have to worry about that. And then we are thinking of paying off our car between now and the end of the year. We shall see. Okay, this is kind of irrelevant. We don't care about that. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like an automatic thing. We don't have to worry about that. Oh, that's not how you spell reunion. I'm thinking of I'm brainstorming some financial things that are coming up. And one thing that I know is hip hop sip and paint party. We are thinking of doing, well, but we're thinking of doing it. Our cousin met this person who will come into the home and do sip and paints, and I've done them, but I've always wanted to do one with my husband to see like if he would like it, and I've yet to do it. And so when she brought it up, I was thinking like, for sure we can just do it at our house and have like, I don't know, 8 to 10 people or something, and it can be a thing. So that's $40 per person. So I am going to put that in here as a to-do, and the person brings all the things. You just have to pay like you would if you were going to an event. So I love that. We just kind of show up with maybe something to sip, and that's that. We also have birthdays. We are thinking of doing like a birthday, not like a mini party, like nothing crazy. So I'm gonna say, I don't know about a budget for that. I was gonna try to brainstorm a budget. I have no earthly clue of what that will all entail. So we're not going to put anything for there. What we are gonna do though is get rid of the Google Calendar and then make this larger so that we can kind of hone in on this. And I'm currently just thinking of what all needs to happen over the next 3 months. Purchase tickets for cake decorating class. My friend invited me to that in August. I may go. And then purchase Major League Baseball game tickets. I don't know why, but I want to go to a baseball game. It's a thing that I want to do. So we may do that for like our birthday or something. And I'm pretty sure that is pretty much going to do it. So just to be sure, we're going to go into the archive, and then we're going to go to the quarter. Where's my Q3? I swore I did this in Q3, but maybe not. But let's look and see. Oh, my great niece has a birthday. That's in January, so we don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I feel like maybe I deleted it, or maybe I called it something different. October, November. This is all the pages that I have archived because I don't use them or don't need them. Okay, well, we don't have anything to go off of. So I am going to go into the October budget before. Well, actually, I'm going to go into the August budget, and then I'm going to take note of anything. Pay for exams, save, invest, add truck, save, buy party supplies. Oh, for that party, research hubby birthday gifts, buy late. Okay, I don't need to, I kind of already notated those in my little thoughts and ideas section, so we don't really have to take anything from that. Let's go look at, oh, I need a September budget. I don't know where my September budget went. So that's tragic. So let's just take a quick look at an October budget. Sometimes I accidentally delete things. Wow, October. Okay. Amusement park tickets, book dog boarding, create a holiday budget, complete quarterly financial review, buy table mate gives, buy tickets for play, buy Halloween costume. Oh, because I was going to a Halloween themed housewarming party. Book VA flight. Oh, because we went out of town with our cousins in October. You know, one thing I just thought of, buy a conference ticket, reserve anniversary dinner. Oh, that's probably something we need to do. So let's copy this. And then what else do we have? Oh, I just thought of it. So let's go back into the template. And then we're gonna scroll down and I'm going to paste that because our anniversary is at the beginning of November. And so if we are gonna go somewhere, particularly the nice restaurant we like going to, then we need to reserve that in October. And then I just thought that my cousins want to take a cruise, and we were thinking when we link up in this month at our family reunion that we can kind of like hash out the dates and go ahead and book and make our deposits. So book cruise and then pay off. Well, paying it off won't be due until Q4, so we don't have to worry about that. But that might be something that we need to do. Okay, so that's kind of like what our finances are going to be looking like for the next 3 months. So here's what I think we're gonna do. Even though we kind of planned into October, I think it only makes sense just to create budgets for August and September. And then I can use the information, since I have pre-planned, to go ahead and create the October budget, like, you know, in September. So I think getting ahead with the planning portion makes sense, but like the budgeting portion, I don't think that really makes any sense. So we are going to duplicate the July budget and we're going to change this to August, and then we're going to erase what we need to erase. So let's delete this and get new fence estimates. That'll stay on there. We can keep that on there. Okay, so literally all I did for August is I went ahead, let me delete that because it's bothering me. I went ahead and I deleted the cell phones from August because we don't pay cell phones in August. It's not applicable. And then I changed the electricity and updated it to $300. I don't know, it's just a guess. And then I'm also guessing for the water bill, and I put 85 for that. And then that was all that needed to take place to actually update this. Everything else is still good, because remember, the only bills that are out of the ordinary for July, August, and September are going to be, well, not technically. It would be our cell phone bills, but technically that's an October thing. And remember, I thought it would just be appropriate to just create a budget for September and a budget for August. So we're not going to do October, but that would, you know, the cell phone bills would be an October thing, but we're not going to do a budget for that. So then if you look down at the bottom at the sum, we have the sum being about $6,300. We try to keep our budget to around $6,500 per month. So technically that means that we will probably save more than $1,000, but just to be on the low end, I'm gonna go with $1,000. And then also in thinking about the party and all of that for August, I do think we could probably stay under budget with shopping and probably come in at like $1,750 by some chance. But one thing that I'm remembering that I just thought about recently, off camera, was that flag football season is upon us. My husband started up the flag football program at his school last year. He did have a scholarship, but it basically only paid for the uniforms. Everything else we paid for out of pocket. I'm talking food to feed the girls every single week, multiple times per week before the games, because where I'm from, that's not a thing, but that's a thing here, is making sure the athletes are fed. I don't know, it's beyond me, but we paid for that. And then we had to buy combs, we had to buy flags, we had to buy wristlets, we had to buy like basically everything outside of a uniform. I think we even bought footballs and all of that. So I am just going to, for August, September, and October, which is football season, keep the budget a little bit higher, because I feel like he may have to buy some other stuff. And if so, that comes out of our personal money. And so I'm just gonna keep the budget a little higher because of that. I said I would do September off camera, but in all actuality, I can do it real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate the August budget. That was fast. We're gonna change this. Remember, we don't have to update the budget at all, even in taking into consideration our birthdays and all of that. I am just going to leave the budget as is, with shopping being $2,000 and saving being $1,000. I feel like that would be most appropriate. During months where we're not spending a lot, for shopping, all we have to actually account for then would be food, like groceries, food for our dog, treats and toys and things for our dog, gas for our cars, and then just other miscellaneous expenses like parking and stuff like that. But given that we have birthday celebrations and birthday prep and football and everything happening in August, and all the things additionally happening in September, birthdays and all that, I think the budget should just be higher. And honestly, that's probably gonna be the going rate for the budget for the remainder of the year, just because then basketball season starts and then holidays and all that. And so also we may be making payments on our cruise in August and September and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna keep the shopping budget a little higher. So for which case, I'll leave get new fence estimates on here in the event that I'm still getting estimates in September. I'm gonna leave meet with the financial advisor on here in case it rolls over. I think we can get rid of the furniture stuff. We will have another kind of party gathering type of thing for our birthdays, so I'm gonna leave that on here. We don't need to buy party supplies, I don't think. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Honestly, I always think that Q3, even though it consists of a lot of birthdays and parties and things, I always think outside of that, it's actually less chaotic than some of the other months and quarters. So I think that this is good, and I think this is looking good. So let's go to our Q3 template, and we have everything checked off. We've reviewed paydays and bonuses, bills, expenses, and goals. And what I'll do is whenever I actually come in here and I'm actually planning out things, I will take all of these tasks and to-dos from the brainstorming and I will put them over where they belong. All of the personal, financial, and spousal tasks I put up here, and the parental, relational, and professional tasks I put here. So once I sit down and do the personal reset and planning and get everything all, and the vocational, spiritual, and miscellaneous tasks I put here. So once I sit down and get everything all organized and whatnot, I will take all of the actual tasks from the thoughts and ideas brainstorming section, and I will plug them up top where they belong so that they can be actual tasks that I can reference as I'm going through the different months, as I'm going through August and going through September and just reviewing the master to-do list. So I'm feeling pretty good. That is going to be my Q3 financial reset. I'm feeling pretty good going into the quarter. All of our bills are on auto pay and they're already updated. Sometimes I take this time, I kind of just do what needs to be done. So sometimes I may have to like update a card or something like that. But because we recently had to update our card information, I don't have to do any of that today and everything is good. I don't have any bills that I'm expecting to be out of the ordinary. I did see that our new internet bill is $5 more. So I probably need to figure out what that is about. I'm not too stressed about just an additional $5, but I probably do need to just see what is going on with that. But I'm gonna do that in July. I'm not gonna wait until August or September because the bill that they sent was for August, I think, or maybe it was for July, but either way, I gotta do it sooner rather than later. So that is something that needs to be done, but it's just something that I will do now and not something I need to kind of focus on having to do or focus on doing for August or September. So that being said, that is going to be the end of today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a like, subscribe if you're new, and if you're liking what you're seeing, and I will catch you guys right back here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye guys.